Welcome back to Radically Rational Radio. You probably feel that Biden is answering all the important questions. In this episode, we're lucky enough to have a reporter ask the press secretary. Let's see how she responds.
The second question has to do with the lack of a press conference during the president's upcoming trip and the lack of press conference that we see in general from this White House. I represent a news organization that owns 113 television stations, and a question that I'm often asked, and I don't know the answer to, so I'll ask you that question. Is the administration trying to protect the president from our questions? Please, answer
Absolutely
that question.
not. Absolutely not.
So why the lack of any interaction in a formal setting to have a press conference?
The president takes shouted questions. I understand, John. I understand. I've dealt with this question about 3 times already. I understand. It is the job of you all to ask this question to me.
Just notice she says I've dealt with this question, hasn't answered it, hasn't handled it, has dealt with it. Before she even answers the question, she's already told you she's not going to.
I totally get that, and that's not a problem at all. But certainly, the president many times has stood in front of all of you, has taken questions on his own because he wanted to see what was all on your minds. He wanted to see what the questions you all were going to ask him, and he wanted to answer them directly. That has happened multiple times, many times during this administration, and that will certainly continue to be. When it comes to a formal press conference, I don't have anything to share with you at this time.
Just one last thing.
Yeah, sure.
Just to button it up. You recognize that as it relates to prior administrations, the president's predecessor, President Obama, President George W. Bush. I've been here long enough to have covered President Bill Clinton. This is not the norm. The norm is we do get an opportunity to ask the questions to the president about domestic and foreign policy issues in a formal setting at some point. And you choose that point, but we haven't had that opportunity in quite some time.
So I'll say this. It is also unprecedented that a president takes as many shouted questions as this president has.
That's just a lie. It's a lie because she can't verify its truth in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, I guess we could count every president before television, but outside of that, it's just not true. It's just a bold-faced lie to the American public.
And he has.
Okay. Almost every day.
Okay. Well, we'll certainly get the data and share that with all of you. I hear.
Just give me time to build a report. That's all. Listen, I can't have prefabricated lies. I don't know what I'm lying to you about today. Give me a week or two. I've got a bunch of tax dollars. I can spend it on a report to verify that what I'm saying is real information. This is disgusting. More importantly, let's actually look at how Biden does respond to random inquiries.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Come on, man. That's like saying you, before you got in this program, you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not. What do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
What do you say?
Go back and read what I said.
Why? You're getting nervous, man.
That is an interesting reading of English. I assume you got into journalism because you like to write.
I want to talk about happy things, man. What the hell? What do you do all the time? So when did I say I was confident?
There you go. That is our president happily answering random questions from journalists. We know why there's not an official press conference. This has been Radically Rational Radio. I'm Tristan. Like, comment, subscribe. 2024 election is going to be crazier than the last election. That's for sure. Stay resilient.